Welcome to SHADHINPATH, where we make tech simple to understand. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Have you ever clicked login with Google on a website, checked the weather on your phone, ordered food online, tracked a package, or paid with PayPal or Stripe? If yes, then you've already used an API, even if you didn't know it. In fact, you probably use APIs dozens of times a day without ever realizing it. Today, I'll explain what an API is in the simplest way possible. No jargon, no complicated stuff. By the end, this word will never confuse you again. API stands for Application Programming Interface. I know, that sounds technical and a little intimidating, but the idea behind it is actually very simple. An API is just a way for one software system to talk to another software system. In plain words, an API helps two applications communicate with each other. That's it. Everything else is only detail. Let's start with the easiest example in the world. Imagine you walk into a restaurant. You sit down, look at the menu, and decide what you want to eat. But here's the thing. You don't walk straight into the kitchen and cook the food yourself. You're not allowed to, and you wouldn't know how their kitchen works anyway. Instead, you simply tell the waiter, "I'd like the chicken biryani, please." The waiter writes down your order, takes it to the kitchen prepares the food, and then the waiter carries it back to your table. In this little story, the waiter is the API. Think about it. You are the user. The kitchen is the back end, the powerful system that does the real work. And the waiter is the messenger in between. You make a request, the waiter carries it to the kitchen processes it, and the waiter brings the response, your food, back to you. You never touch the kitchen directly, and you don't need to. That is exactly how an API works. Now let's connect this to real technology. When you open a weather app on your phone, the app itself doesn't magically know the temperature. So it sends a request to a weather server, basically asking, "What's the weather in New York today?" The server finds the correct data and sends back an answer. Your app then shows you, "Today it's 75 degrees and sunny." That entire back and forth happens through an API. So really, an API is a messenger. It carries your request to another system and brings the answer back. Now that you've got the idea, let's look at more everyday examples, because once you see them, you'll notice APIs everywhere. First, package tracking. When you click Track My Order on a website, that website often doesn't store the shipping information itself. Instead, it asks a shipping company like FedEx, UPS, or USPS through an API. What's the status of this tracking number? The shipping company's system answers, "The package is in transit or delivered," and the website simply shows you that answer. The website is just the waiter. The shipping company is the kitchen. Next, payments. When you buy something online and pay with a credit card, PayPal, or Apple Pay, the website does not build the entire banking system itself. That would be incredibly hard and risky. Instead, it uses a payment API. The website sends your payment details securely to the payment company. The company checks the details, approves or declines the payment, and sends back the result. Then the website tells you payment successful or payment failed. All of that happens in a couple of seconds through an API. And it doesn't stop there. When you see Google Maps inside a food delivery or ride-sharing app, that app is using the Google Maps API. When you log in with Google, Microsoft, or Facebook instead of creating a new password, that's an authentication API. When an app shows your bank balance, loads your profile, or sends you a notification, an API is almost always involved. Here's a fun way to see it. Think about a single ride-sharing app. When you book a ride, that one app is quietly using several APIs at once. A Maps API to show the route, a payment API to charge your card, and a messaging API to text your driver. One screen, many APIs all working together in the background. That's how modern apps are built today. So why are APIs so important? Because they let completely different software systems work together. Without APIs, every single app would have to build everything from scratch. Imagine you're building a website and you want to show a live map. You really don't want to build a whole mapping system yourself. That could take years. Instead, you just connect to the Google Maps API. Want to accept payments? Use the Stripe or PayPal API. Want to send emails? Use an email API. APIs let developers stand on top of powerful systems that already exist. That saves enormous time, cuts cost, and lets people build better products faster. So how does an API actually work behind the scenes? It really comes down to two simple things, a request and a response. A request is when one system asks another system for something. A response is the answer that comes back. For example, your app sends a request, give me this user's profile information. The server sends a response, here is the name, email, and account status. Your app then displays it on the screen, and this usually happens in less than a second. That speed is exactly why apps feel so smooth and connected. Now, you might hear developers mention words like get, post, put, and delete. Don't let them scare you. They're simply different types of actions. Get means you want to get information. Post means you want to send or create something. Put means you want to update something. And delete means you want to remove something. So when you open an app and view your profile, that's a get. When you create a new account, that's a post. When you update your phone number, that's a put. When you delete a saved address, that's a delete. You don't need to memorize any of this. Just know that APIs let applications take real actions. Let's make it concrete with a business example. Imagine a service desk team that fills out shipping forms for laptops every day. Name, address, phone number, ticket number. Without an API, a person has to open each ticket, copy the details, and paste them into a form by hand. It's slow, boring, and easy to get wrong. But with an API, the tool simply asks the system, give me the details for this ticket number, instantly gets the information back, and fills the form automatically. That is the real power of an API. Less manual work, fewer mistakes, and a lot of time saved. One last important point. APIs must be secure. Not everyone should be able to access every API. So APIs use authentication. The system checks who you are and whether you have permission. Some use API keys, some use tokens, and some use OAuth, which is what powers login with Google. This matters a lot because a banking API should never let random people see your account, and a company's API should never expose private employee data. So let's summarize simply. An API lets two software systems talk to each other. It works just like a waiter in a restaurant. You make a request, the API carries it, the kitchen prepares it, and the waiter brings the response back. APIs quietly power weather apps, payments, logins, maps, shipping tools, and countless business systems. The simplest definition is this: an API is a bridge between two software systems, or even simpler, an API is a messenger between applications. If this helped you finally understand APIs, subscribe to SHADHINPATH for more simple, beginner-friendly tech explanations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.